All right. What's up, boys? What's up, boys? Your one and only Thrill Will Alexander and the Heezy for another episode of the Week 4 matchup preview ranking show here. As you can see today, representing the Atlanta Braves and the best starting pitcher on the staff right now, your one and only Matt Whistler. Whistling them strikes up in that bitch. So, Week 3, down and in the books. Glad on my part, definitely can say I'm happy it's over with. I know some of you guys can say the same. Couple last-minute losses, a couple surprising defeats. But some teams happy to just keep on motoring along. 3-0, 2-1, just enjoying the marathon. Well, some of us are already in a full-fledged, maybe scoping out their team a little too early, making sure everything's not what they thought it was going to be. All right, I want to touch on some notable news before I get into the matchups this week. A couple of things. We've got 3 totally undefeated squads. We've got 2 totally defeated squads, and a bunch of just riffraff in between there. So a couple 2-1s, some 1-2s. It's still early season. We'll get it figured out eventually, but right now we've definitely got a upper crust, a bottom crust, and a whole lot of meat in that sandwich. Second of all, no trades last week to my knowledge, which is the first week all year we've had no trades. So either teams are getting a little scared, maybe their buttholes are puckering up. Or maybe, they're just evaluating their team and thinking, I'm just going to ride it out for the long haul and see where this takes me. And by long haul, I mean next 2 weeks, not next 2 months. We all know baseball, got an ever-churning rotation, ever-churning pitching staff, ever-churning offensive categories there. So this week, I'm going to hit on all the matchups. I'm not going to talk about anything, in particular like the last couple weeks. Just kind of, hit on the teams, talk about them for a second, give you my thoughts on the matchup, and then we'll kind of proceed from there. So this week's first matchup is going to feature the commish, 3-0, Dr. Kananga. Dr. Kananga. Glad I got that situated for you. Versus neighbor down the hall at the North Dougie, one Tim Savdog, or also known as Al Avila here. Honestly, Al Avila should be 0-3. Or maybe he should be 2-1. We don't really know. He's had a couple, last-second wins. I feel like I should have beat him last week. I've never lost to Savdog, but he beat me. I got nothing to say because my team sucked last week. So good job to you, Sav. You're 1-2. Got off the schneid. But I think Ben, he's motoring right now. So I think the Doc is going to keep it going. Moving on to 4-0 with a little prelude into next week. But Doc going to 4-0 and Savdog dropping a 1-3 there. So Dr. Kananga, he's got the staff going on. His offense kind of dipped a little bit last week, but the pitching was just good enough. And we all know Rick Rude couldn't compete if he wanted to against the Doc. So we're going with Kananga here, and we're going to move on to our next matchup, which features the one and only ravishing Rick Rude for all of you non-WWF, WWWF, WCCW days. That's ravishing Rick Rude there we're talking about going against Los Mexis. Los Mexis got a dub last week, if I'm not mistaken, to get him off the schneid. Rick Rude continued his smack-talking ways up until Monday afternoon, at whence we heard nary a peep from him the rest of the week. So, Anthony, I don't know if your computer broke, your phone broke, the internet broke for you, but you definitely saw the fantasy team that lost, and you didn't really say much to back up your shit-talking. Los Mexis, I see you on the comeuppance right there. You got Arrieta throwing well, Strasburg, Garrett Cole. So you should be pretty good going forward if you can get that offense all together. But Rick Rude's coming out on top here. So, Anthony, I got faith in you to go 2-2. In my division, though, but it's all good. I still think you're going to pull off the victory over the Mexicutioners. Lucha. Moving on here from one team that just picked up a dub last week to a team that hasn't done anything but pick up dubs. We're going to Charlie's Angels against Chuck Nasty. Chuck Nasty, one of my early season disappointments. I know he's just 1-2. Don't take this as a slight, but you'd never expect D-Hard to be under 500. He's a perennial playoff team, World Series runner-up last year, if you will. He was second place. But he 1-2, and seeing him going in, seeing this 3-0 puts him in quite a bind. Could he fall to 1-3, or will Charlie's Angels continue just chugga? Apparently, and for those of you who didn't know, old Stevie over here down in Gainesville Steve, gets to work from home, gets to play on the computer all day, gets to just, dilly-dally on the old intraweb and look up fantasy stats. So, Steve, keep in mind, summertime's almost here. I'm a teacher, so I got nothing but time coming up, buddy. So we're going to be going toe-to-toe on some players, some matchups, I'm sure, in the future. I can't wait for our first encounter. And that's going to take you to 4-0. Chuck Nasty, right now your team is not ready to compete. I don't know what's going on, but you're going to fall to 1-3, my friend. And Chuck Nasty's mullet is never been in such a predicament. So 1-3 for Chuck Nasty, 4-0 for Charlie's Angels. I sense a theme upcoming. Moving on from our second 3-0 team to our third 3-0 team here, Strokeswood. I want everybody to take this in for a second. For those new to the league, Jaycock has I'm thinking of an appropriate term: doormat, footstool, ottoman, bitch, possibly, of the league these last couple of years. But man, when he made that affirmation that, hey man, I'm going to be in this there, I'm going to be more involved in everything, that motherfucker meant it. Excuse my language for those that, don't like swearing and vulgarities of the such. But Strokeswood, I think you're also going to go to 4-0 this week. Pick up the pace has been one lucky son bitch, as The Rock might say, to be 2-1. And I just don't think Pup, as I'm going to be referencing from now on, you guys can figure out why. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to fall back to 500. Even though he has Ozzy Albies, the Wizard of Oz nowadays, I think he's going to take that moniker from Ozzie Smith for us Atlanta fans. And Strokeswood, you're going 4-0, man. There's nothing going to stop you. That's going to move us to our next matchup. We're down to 2 more to go. This is going to bring us up to our best friends matchup. This is going to be possibly B Grizzle, also known as B Ryan Express, versus the one and only Teacher Boy, Thrill Bedell Alexander. And as Van Halen might say, we're a little hot for Teacher right now. I'll let this play while I talk. Fuck Bedell, 1-2. 0-2 his last 2 weeks. Under 500. Losing to Scrubs. Beating teams he should've. B Ryan Express, 2-1. His pitching staff is rocking and rolling right now. Can his offense maintain? Will his offense do anything? We've noticed he's got a pretty weak outfield, but he does have a couple bombers on his squad. I look forward to beating B Green. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in week 4. I see B Green, the B Ryan Express, going to 3-1, and I see #fuck Bedell losing this week, going to 1-3 and getting a name change. That's how I see our future rolling out there. So B Ryan Express going to 3-1. Last matchup of the week, our matchup of the week, if you will. One of these teams is going to be 0-4. The other one, 1-3. So this week, we're looking at who's running with the devil? Who's going to be 0-4? Looking up at the league thinking, damn, I've already wasted $104. Long balls, T-balls. I sense a commonality there amongst the balls. Up in Toronto, man, I guess it must not be baseball weather yet. I don't know, your team hasn't woken from its slumber. You're still waiting on Acuna to come up, which shan't be very long. Long balls, though, short end of the stick, just a couple weeks in a row, man. I actually see your team picking up a dub this week, going to 1-4. I know Reimart's in it to win it. Always coming up to those GM meetings and participating like a champion. And I expect that to follow through here, going to 1-3. T-ball going to 0-4. That's going to hit it this week for our matchup previews. We got B Ryan Express going to 3-1, Doc going to 4-0, Strokes going to 4-0, Rude going to 2-2, Long Balls 1-3, and Charlie's Angels 4-0. Madness will be upon us soon. Listening to this sportscaster must make you guys think, man, that guy's annoying and I hate him. But I guarantee there are 5 more people that you hate more than I, and I got them right here for you. Number 5. Dick Vitale. I can only hear, he's phenomenal, baby. Oh my God, I'm Dick Vitale. Duke, Duke, Duke. All right, we get it. You're old. You like Duke. We don't care anymore. It's time to move on. I'm done with you. So, Dickie V, hit it, baby. You're done. You're no longer one of those primetime players. Next up, Twitter king of antagonism, Skip Bayless. Some of you are probably thinking, man, dude, you only got him a 4? Not 1, 2, or 3? No, I got him a 4. I appreciate his ability to take hot takes and sound like a total jackass from time to time. But he draws eyes. You know, more people watching him than watching Woke Center, whatever you want to call it, on ESPN. I always take a Skip Bayless quote, always take a Skip Bayless opinion with the tiniest grain of salt. So Skip Bayless coming in at number 4. Number 3. Thank God he's no longer on ESPN to my knowledge, or I'll have to turn the channel. I'm talking about Lou Holtz. All right, it sounds like he's eating half a sub sandwich and drinking a beer at the same time because he can never say what he wants. So the cameraman is just constantly getting a windshield wiper from all the slobber he's spitting on the screen, and he never brings a valid point. Unless he's talking about Notre Dame in 1989, I don't give a crap about what he has to say. All right, so Lou Holtz, hit it to it. You're number 3 most annoying. Number 2. I don't know how many times I gotta say, but this guy should be number 1. In fact, he's the number 1 man on the list, Stephen A. Smith. God, you talk about getting folks riled up. Stephen A. Smith to get them riled up in a heartbeat. If you want to bring race into it, he's your man. You want to bring sexism into it, bam, he's your man. You want to bring a controversy that's a non-controversy into a controversy and back again, he's your man. So Stephen A. Smith, if you never appeared again and I just had to watch Max Kellerman just sit and talk about boxing for 3 hours, I would rather do that. Number 1. Some people probably be pissed off by this take, but Jemele Hill. I never understood her on Around the Horn. I never understood her on SportsCenter. I never understood why she got paid bang. Nothing about her is proprietary. Nothing about her makes me want to turn on ESPN and say, Jemele Hill, she's commentating the game. Can't wait to listen to her opinion. All right, I don't care what she has to say, and I'm glad that she's no longer in a camera role at the ESPN network. So, those are my top 5 most annoying. I'm sure you guys wish you could add a couple, change a couple. I'm sure you got a couple disagreements there, but that's just my takes. So, boys, until next week when some of us will be happy and some of us will be sad. I'll talk to you then. Peace out, ladies.